like Mr. Njoroge rightly said, changes are...
It is an inch closer to the ideal free secondary school education in Kenya.
It is now my pleasant duty to declare this stakeholder consultative workshop on secondary school fees officially open.
2015, they say, this among the key recommendations of a task force on education led by Dr. Kilemi Mwiria during a stakeholders conference which brought together various players within the education sector. The meeting was convened to deliberate on the validation of the harmonization of school fees in secondary schools.
We got convinced that it can actually be done in 2015 because we have 6 months. The government would have 6 months. This report, we hope to be finalized with this report in the next 2 weeks.
The only way to achieve free quality education, according to Dr. Mwiria.
County and extra county schools.
The disparity is obvious. In national secondary schools, for example, the minimum amount paid by parents per year is 32,443 shillings, while the maximum is 120,000 shillings. County and extra county schools pay 19,230 shillings on the lower side, while the maximum is 93,317 shillings. A parent who has a child in a sub-county school will pay between 11,500 and 62,393 shillings depending on the school.
And if we are not going to be careful, then the second revolution shall happen in this country if we are going to cut off the majority from the education system.
As you access, you'd also want to look at the question of equity. And what we are doing really will be addressing the question of equity so that each one of us is able to partake of this cake, notwithstanding the background from which we come from, that all those who deserve get access to it.
To lower the cost of secondary education, the task force recommends, among other things, to scrub all the hidden charges, including teacher motivation fees, bus projects levies, school menus, and money for revision books, and that the government will only provide teaching staff for schools with 180 students and above. The rest will be merged, what they call economically viable schools, a recommendation the Kenya Union of Teachers NAT has protested.
Mulituambia tupange uzazi. Tulipanga uzazi tuwapatia watoto kidogo, mnataka kufunga shule. Hasa tuwaeleweje nyinyi? Kwa hivyo tunasema kila mtoto anastahili mwalimu na serikali ina jukumu ya kutoa walimu kwa kila pahali ambapo kuna watoto wa shule ambao wanahitaji. Hilo ni jukumu lake. Tumesema to sacrifice. Yes, serikali nayo sacrifice kwa kuandika walimu wa kutosha.
On the suggestion that the number of non-teaching staff, including cooks and groundsmen, be lean as possible.
The report recommends that workers in schools be reduced considerably to manage the wage bill. But you consider a school which is a single stream is likely not to have a cook, for example. So does it mean that the principal of the school will be a cook? The principal of the school will also be the accountant, because there is no provision for the person who is going to manage the resources in the school.
If implemented, schools that defy the new guidelines risk tough sanctions. Judy Kosgei for Monday Special.